We already know how to work with our fabric. Let's see what we need to sew it with. Let's try to understand our needles, our thread, and how to combine them. So let's try to understand our needles, our thread, and how to combine them, because even though our sewing machine is new and greased and works fine, if we choose from these tools, our sewing project can be all messed up. As such a drama queen, what can happen if I use the thread and needle I have around the house? Well, it can result in loose stitches, broken thread, and even you can damage your fabric. The fabric, needle, and thread is a threesome that have to understand each other. And when you start, you see all of this and you think, oh my goodness, what's all these numbers for? Even though they have the use, they tell you it's for denim, it's for thin fabrics and things like that, it can be a bit overwhelming. But do not fear, because it's all easy when you understand it. So all the 70, 80 and 90 numbers are European measurements, and the 10, 12, 14 are American numbers. So we don't have to know them all, we just need to know the ones we're accustomed to. And the higher the number, the thicker the fabric it's meant for. For example, the 70 width needle, it's for thinner fabric, and the 90 needle would be for thicker fabrics. And then, for example, single needles have a color coding depending on the fabric you're going to use it. So you will have blue universal, which is the most used of them all, the yellow one for elastic or stretchy thread materials, purple for denim, red for embroidery, and green for microfiber or really thin fabrics. And then apart from this, you have to choose your number depending on the thickness of the fabric. Are my needles forever? No, they're not, and you should change them from time to time. They even tell you here in the corner that you should change them every 6 or 8 hours. It's really difficult though, I know, I understand, because it happens to me as well. The amount of time you spend in the sewing room is not the same amount of time you spend sewing. So try to figure out for an hour of sewing room how much time you spend sewing, so you can realize how often you should change your needle. Maybe it's once a month, maybe it's once every 2 months, but change it, because as I said in the beginning, if you choose the wrong needle, it can end up in loose stitches or even breaking thread. The same happens with a needle that is worn. The needle is stitching stuff, and all this friction warms the needle and it ends up not sewing well. You can damage your fabric, you can break your thread, or you can have an uneven stitches because of your worn needle. So try to change it every once in a while, we all should. And which needle do we need for which fabric? Well, the 70 needle, it's going to be for thinner fabrics like a chiffon. An 80 needle will be for poplins, thin poplins, and a 91 for thicker cottons. And then we have an even thicker one, which is a number 100, which will be good for canvas or denim, things like that, thicker fabrics. And then of course we have the ballpoint needle for stretchy fabrics, for jerseys and lycras. But then there's one thing that you have to get used to, which is your machine. For example, I have problems to sew ballpoint with mine. I don't know why, but it doesn't do it. So I end up sewing it with an 80 needle, which is fine. You just have to get through your issues. And then we have different threads for different fabrics, the same as the needles. Polyester thread is tougher than cotton thread, it's really resistant, it can work with any fabric, and it's ideal for beginners because it hardly ever breaks. And then there's cotton thread, which is really nice for natural fabrics like cottons or canvases, linen, because it has a much more rustic finish, but it can break. Not always, but it can break. Then we have top stitching thread, which is the one we use for top stitching or denim. It's really nice, it's ever so thick, and it looks wonderful when you do a decorative stitch on a denim garment. Then we have elastic thread, which we only use on the bobbing bit of the sewing machine, and it's not too difficult for beginners either, and it's ideal for sheer dresses and blouses. And the embroidery thread, which is really silky, and it's only for decorative stuff. This is only the basic stuff, there's a bit more, but this is what you can use for now. How to avoid problems with the sewing machine? Try on a piece of scrap before, so you can check about your stitches, your length, your tension, everything. Because sometimes we think that the machine is broken and it's not. Sometimes we need to rethread the machine because one of the steps is wrong. Or maybe we need to clean it and oil it. Or maybe the needle is worn and we need to change it. If after all of that the machine is not working properly, maybe there's something wrong. But before that, there's a lot of steps we can check, so we are sure before we ruin our sewing. And this has been needles and threads for beginners. It's not that difficult. It's a bit overwhelming, like everything in the beginning, but with some patience and just reading the numbers and color coding, you can figure out what you need for your sewing project. The same with threads. And if you have any doubts, I'm sure in your haberdashery, I'm sure they can help you figure it out as well. And in the next video, we're going to talk about other tools you need in your sewing room to start. If you're a beginner, you need in your sewing box, so your sewing is a bit easier. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you around. Bye!